Hello and welcome to another episode of our podcast, the Trend Extra podcast. It's Amina, Aseli, Kido.
Yo.
Today we're talking about something that has been discussed several times before because guys have been kwanza kama Cindy amezusha hii story. Agony of nightclubs and churches in city estates. People think or are saying it is very loud and something needs to be done. Why is there more focus on clubs when NEMA is concerned and we don't hear so much of a peep when it comes to churches? Now, I used to live next to a church. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, Maina. You feel like you are also at the podium.
Huko
hapo, hakuna kitu na hata alafu tunashare ukuta. Ni hapa nini?
Kuna ka Island
big church.
Amina. TTTT umeteseka kweli Amina umeteseka.
State House.
Amina usipoingia binguni.
So State House Crescent, there's a big Anglican church. Nainajanga. This is one of those old ones, I guess. So it has fans from back in the day.
Yeah.
So Sunday munajua kwanzia, and in fact they rehearse on Saturdays.
Why?
Si for Sunday tuko na service the whole day watarehearse wapi?
Ninyi mnakosa kupigia Mungu nini rehearsal?
Aje.
Lazima mpige tizi bana.
Paka sadaka rehearsal.
Hata sadaka rehearsal kwa nini?
Yes, sadaka sijui.
Sadaka para is just the music.
On Sunday you cannot sleep. So they would force us to always have plans on Sunday. And then it hit me one day. Kumbe the reason we cannot stay in the house is because of how loud it is. So at around 3-4 p.m. though, inaanza kushuka chini. But Saturday they're rehearsing in the afternoon and then Sunday all morning up until 3-4. It just used to be alafu venye ni loud because we were sharing a wall and then our house happened to be just the one right there. Of course, why not? Why not?
Sadaka ikipotea. Wakianza
Wanasaidiana na stima ikipotea pia.
Na nilikuwa naona ni loud sana. Aseli, I know you're a very religious young man and you have grown up in the church.
Yes.
But so I want to hear your opinion on this.
First of all, I feel like, number one, it's going to be a topic for another day, regulation of churches. I feel like we have so many churches, so many belief systems. And to me, as a young Christian, I feel like we're losing the respect we have as Christians generally. And the kind of regulation that needs to come is within an area, like a designate area. Tuseme kama ni area kama, I don't know, like I born and raised in Kawangware. Within a 1 kilometer distance, square distance, hapo hivyo ni karibu churches so 4. Unaget? And you'd get, it's just like a small room like this. Kuna msee, God alimuita, akampatia maono, na hii ni church. Unaget? So my point is, when you get to these stories, makelele and stuff like that, there needs to be like more of one community church. In that your area ikuange tunajua hii place iko karibu na church, and then now we have areas where, so it's all about planning. I feel kama planning kwa areas ndio the issue, because if we had just a community and iko na community church, then that would be easier. It would control such situations. But sahi vile tuko, watu wengi sana watapambana na hali zao. I'm sorry.
I disagree with you, one, because I believe we have a freedom of worship. You can pray, you can attend any church anywhere, anytime. What need to be done is that these churches ambazo zimekama hizi ndogo hizi ma system, kila mtu ni pasi akona anointing hall ameguzwa nini, why don't they try to
kila mtu ameguzwa kwa anointing hall? Kila mtu
unaongea vibaya. I don't like your tone.
This is facts. Mbona watu wasiweke tu intuangaje soundproof? Ma church ziko na soundproof.
Kwa sababu sisi tumeingia wengine wao wameingia kitu kama biashara na sina pesa.
Ni haswa ina shida.
Soundproofing a church that has a capacity of 2. Inasaidia ukweli, sijakata mimi nakwambia tu ni pesa yenye
ama pia kuna pesa ya kuchangisha soundproof tena.
Labda ni pesa yenye hawana in the first place, because most of the churches do not own the land that they are in. And that's why size zingine, I think if there's going to be a crackdown, most are actually going to move. Kwa sababu hiyo si shamba yao, lakini hiyo ACK hiyo ya State House Crescent hiyo yendi mahali.
Unasema nini?
It's not going anywhere.
Hiyo hata in fact zamani unaona wakisema President Moi is in charge, ilikuwa hiyo church. Hiyo ndio unajua kuna ma church za presidents churches, there's certain uko ndo wanaenda. So I don't know the new ones now, but I know back in the day that one, you know, when they want to, kuna zingine tu watu huenda. But my question is this, for the people who, first of all, kuna watu wa theology wengi sana hapa Nairobi County. Hata hao pia wakikuwa na machache zao walitusaidia. But why is it that we see way more churches than we do mosques? Is it because why is it so easy to just construct and say, okay, is as a
the issue first of all is actually registration. How do you register that number of churches within one area? Unaget? Because and I'm telling you, that's why Christianity in its essence lose that kind of respect. Because you're getting unapata wale 90% of the pastors when you're on news, when you're on a scandal, I usually look at them sometimes najiuliza, why is that person being used to represent me as a Christian? Because ukianza conversation unasikia wa Kristo nyinyi siku hizi hapa.
But huyo ni individual.
Na kwambia that individual it makes it affects, it affects your judgment of Brian Aseli, who says I am a Christian. You get?
Yeah.
So this thing we just go the Rwanda way. Kama mtu ajasomea kitu fulani tafadhali, because you need to also have some form of order. So shida si kuitwa Mungu anaweza ita kila mtu leo.
Hata Eric aliitwa.
Yeah.
No, Eric.
Sasa sema kuna fulani alionea music industry ya gospel.
Eric Omondi.
Sema alitumwa wa gospel industry.
Eric. Anyway.
But I mean
mimi nataka to expound to your point here, na ndio mwelewe vizuri tu, sorry. So anasema unaona there are people who almost ni kama ni comedy show kwao. Like kwa Aseli anasema hii kitu ni spiritual. This is deeper than that. This is beyond, life here on this earth. And then you go online on TikTok and you see these pastors.
You're talking to someone, huh?
I'm not really. This is a very general statement.
Unataka watu wasitap hapo online.
No, but sasa unaona ile the Christianity he's saying he's subscribing to, and the one this other one machine gun it's just he's saying that you as kiddo, when you see it, especially for someone who doesn't know Christianity for what it is, you might think it's a joke.
True.
Oh my god. Yeah, because so, why
my question was very simple.
No, who says that?
Kwa church.
Who says that?
I guess we are losing it. Now, I mean, just to ask you. Of course, pastors wengi wamekuwa comedians.
Yes.
Just to ask you,
how
can you
politicians?
How can you turn down someone who's coming to register a church? It's very hard.
No, but you see, that's why Aseli is saying it has to go back to policies.
But
this is something. Well, it concludes our episode, guys. I just did not know this was an attack. This was an attack on Circle.
No, but great point. But you're confusing two things. Unaongelea story ya registration, unaona kama registration is an openness to freedom of worship. No, I'm just saying that our form of disorganization as a country, in terms of proper planning, should not reflect on our freedom of worship. Freedom of worship, you can worship anywhere.
Yeah.
Hatujakata.
Just saying there should be some order.
But there should be some order. And give you an example. Your idea yako ya soundproof ni mzuri sana. If the government can come up with measures and say that in a particular area, kama mnaweza shikana and build quality spaces where we can worship. Itakuwa ni issue. Haitakuwa rahisi.
Hii kitu tumefungua kama biashara. Kenye nyinyi hamuelewi, hii ni biashara yangu. Venye wewe umefungua spare part shop hapo kando, na Aseli akona supermarket, alafu Deno akona sijui mali anatengeneza bike, mimi pia. Kwa wengine wao, of course not all of them, but for so many that we have now known since then, ni biashara. Umeniget? Me nime set up to ini kama nime set up any other business. So you're the one who wants to now come tell us to bring order at ikwe kama sasa first floor kuna iseke please
first floor kuna college second floor
the reason why
church
for a long time when we used to talk about just how many churches are there in certain backgrounds and how in certain neighborhoods there are very few churches, and I used to think it's because in these affluent backgrounds maybe hope is dead. No, hope is not dead, and they feel like they don't need that religious spiritual awakening every other day. No, it's because of what Aseli is saying. I just clocked it right now. It's about order. You cannot today get into your feelings, kiddo, and set up a church near UN Avenue.
Imagine churches squeezing funny.
Like uwezi tu amka leo useme wewe kama mkazi na mfanyi biashara ambaye anaishi hapo Runda. Useme hapa karibu Runda police station I feel like, and you have land, by the way. I'm not even talking, you're not purchasing that, it is your land. You can't just wake up and say you want to set up a church in certain areas because they know and they follow the rules. Namuelewa kabisa.
So that's actually you have a point, because most of the churches nimeona zimeanzishwa when ni senior pastor mi ni disagree tu na wewe leo naenda kufungua ministry. Like there's no basis for that. That is emotional. That's an emotional outburst. We don't need to have so many churches as is. But if we may have such churches, can we have some form of order? Yenye churches hazikuangi taxed. I believe that we can come up with a form of order, even standardize. Like kanisa yenyu inafaa ikuwe at least hivi. Unaget? Najua itakuwa ni I get what you're saying because kuna wengine wanaanzisha because it's just biashara and they are not willing to go the extra mile to make sure that it's standardized. But I'm just like, if we want to restore the dignity of churches, Miss Jona misikiti mingi hivo. I mean, even the size of mosques is very very different from the sizes of churches in this country. Mimi nakwambia unaweza fungua just mlango hapo nje.
Hapa sai.
Church inabeba 15.
Studio bini church.
Hiyo ni ndio nakwambia. Unaona, so you just get I'm just getting emotional because there is no respect on Christianity. Like right now ukisimama useme wewe ni Mkristo unaongea.
Not that there's none, but you're saying imepungua kidogo.
Sana.
I wouldn't really know.
Kitambo nakumbuka when like time ya Moi, he would actually get the opinion of spiritual leaders. Waislamu, Wakristo, they have zero care.
But it makes sense sana. Sidhani mapasta wa leo na hizi vitu wanasema and how disrespectful. Like there's a time Pastor Nganga was just outrightly disrespectful to a 60-year-old woman and the video went viral. This woman had traveled to go, she has type 2 diabetes, ameenda aombewe kidogo. And this man was talking to her, unajua mambo ya cheating. Cheating. And I don't know other things that he said. And I was like, this woman is 62 or 68 years old. I don't know how old she said she was. And he was doing this. There are certain people, if they are in power, there are things you can never do. Nitakuita personally kama mtoi wangu. Kwa sababu you are making a mockery of something that people hold very dear. This person with no money traveled a very very long journey to come and see you because anointing oil na hizo vitu zimesema.
What do you suggest to be done, Amina?
Sasa unaona kama mimi si Kristo, so siwezi jua, but that's why I keep agreeing with Aseli the same way. Nimewaambia tu there certain neighborhoods mbona hazina Aseli, mbona hazina basi, mbona leo ukitaka kutengeneza hiyo church, mbona unataka kwenda Dagoretti Corner, mbona unataka kwenda sijui
Jogorod,
wherever, kwanza Jogorod, let me tell you. Sini mingi. Kwanza, I don't know if you guys have ever entered. Have you guys ever entered buildings where it's like 4-5 churches are in that building?
No.
Hey, you have Aseli?
Yes, I have. Hata hapa town too.
So hapa
I can take you up on Moi Avenue.
Hapa town ni mingi kwanza. First floor, second floor, fourth floor.
Different
churches. Sixth floor. Different. Na kila mtu anaimba.
Yeah. Na kila mtu wako na lunchtime nini lunchtime service wako na jioni ile ya rush hour, wako na morning glory as well. Like they have, it's the same program throughout.
Wait, that's where morning glory came from?
Yes.
Like
for people,
morning glory is actually worshiping God in the morning. But how you people, you sinners, changed it. You sinners changed it into other things.
That is what.
Only will may say man a lot of. Yeah.
I was like, you just
everyone is a sinner. Everyone is a sinner.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, I was like, we're on air. You were really unprofessional.
Everyone is a sinner.
Wait, usema ukweli.
No, 100%. Morning glory was actually something very sanctified on how you start your day in supplication to God.
Well, I mean,
morning glory. It was worship to God in the morning.
I feel like you should stop saying it.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I'm gonna say it again. Last time for the morning glory.
Asila. Watu waocha wakisikia unasema morning glory wanashangaa nini hiyo?
Watu waocha wanashangaa. Hii ya Nairobi ni tofauti sana na ya huko Ocha.
Yeah, well, it's true. But you know here in Nairobi, it's MOANING glory, right? So they switch it up. But you know their commonalities. they're common. I mean, you are on your knees.
I think we should end this.
Lord. Thank you so much. Thank you so much though, guys. Hata tumeconclude kitu.
In a conclusion, I think
what we must to operate for the next 5 years. That's what I say.
They should just continue doing what they're doing, but we should just try restore dignity to Christianity. Sijasema na mtu mtu kwa sembe, nimesema tu kuna a little bit of decorum.
Watoe. Kwani si watoe wanadanganya watu. kuna wengine wenye especially wenye wajasomea
nataka akiona ama landlord akiona doa ingia kutosha sana anambia hiyo space kidogo simweke kama bati.
Mimi let me not tell you, there's another time I saw this video of Kibe and he was saying how when he used to be a pastor and he was just like calling out the whole thing, no, just saying that kitu ni fake. Now watu wanadanganya and him talking about his journey as
he was actually clergy.
And he was saying how hakuna watu kula madem kao na hakuna watu wenye wanapenaga do kama wao. And he you know, you can love or hate him, ananga gray areas, right? And there are some videos he does that make sense, others don't make sense. So now this one is a world I didn't know about. So when he said that, he mentioned some names, and then I went back and I started watching their videos. Izo Masuti, you never forget the pocket square. You know, the English is so clear. And he would say that wanawaleta ati Asha Zadi wanajua watu wado wanawaleta hapa mbele, munaka hapa mbele, alafu anaongea general things, anaongea vitu kaa 5. Si anajua sasa wewe uko na pesa. So atasema tu vitu mingi, labda aseme have you ever lost your money to the people you trust the most? Ati anakuangalia. Anaona you Jaland. Anasema ati anaendelea kuongea hiyo nini, alafu anarudi kwa ingine. Mimi mambo ya mapenzi. Anaona ushafanya chochote. Anajua ni mapenzi. Mapenzi. So the whole sermon ni mapenzi. And then you keep thinking, wow, this sermon is like this person knows me, like hallelujah. No, ni kwa sababu
manipulation 101.
Yes. And then they slowly get you in it, and then they start telling you how you need a wife, and then at now the pastor's wife comes on the stage and she's like, my darling husband, and they like you know, it's a display of love, and they make you feel like you need it and you want it. He says it's just a whole game and it's a whole thing. And that was the first time nikaona yani kitu kweli ni biashara, ni venye the manipulation starts for some churches again. Let's just say they please
not everyone, not everyone. That's why I'm not even cutting you short, because kuna wale wanafanya kwa ukweli, and you find that they and my dad is a pastor, but he told us one thing, that he can never stop working just because he's a man of God. Because he said that I want my sons to see me go to work. I want them to build a work ethic, to know that pesa inaundwa pia hivi, not ati I'm going to get my money from the church and build stuff. No, if you're a pastor, have a full-time job na pia uko na maneno ya ministry, so that hii kitu yache kukua biashara. There are some people who have been called by God, maybe that's what they're meant to do. But you'd find like the most successful,
was just called by Kido.
He was
like kama kuna pesa kuja
walitwa na Kido, kuna wengine walitwa na Mungu.
Budako ni ile I saw it in my dream, I felt it in me,
and he actually refused for a long time, from when he was like 20. He started later on when he was like 30, mid-30s is when he decided, you know what, I have set up my family, wako sawa, I'm paying school fees, I'm raising them well, and then akaingia ministry. He didn't get into ministry because kulikuwa na kuna deal flani imeiva. No, and he's also one of those people who doesn't believe in sponsorship. Ati kuna mzungu atatoka sijui wapi akuje atusaidie kujenga kanisa. He never does anything like that.
So that's why you're so passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it because I've seen it.
And that's why it pisses you off, because you're like, I have a prime example that I have the honor of calling my father.
Exactly.
And you people are joking about something that he...
How do you quit your job, Amina?
To become a pastor?
Not to become a pastor. To expect a lot from individuals who go to work. So you go to work.
Sasa unaona even the budako ataomoka, acha nikuexplain. Ushaona wale mapasi wenye wanasema tumieni mama yangu pesa sahi. Sasa wangekuwa wanasema nyinyi wote tumieni aseli pesa sahi.
That's not his heart, you know.
Did you see the other one who said don't be coming here without anything? Was that Kanyari? I don't know. He said don't come here without something. It is by like force. You have to.
I mean, show me a church in Kenya whereby you can go without giving out a sadaka. Pasi ataki sadaka.
Skia. Sadaka si a pasi. At the end of the day, you need to understand. You need to understand. If that church does not have a development committee and the people in the development committee are not working, you're in a different dynamic, my friend. If people within your space should be giving money to the church, at our development committee, church does not require idlers. I mean, give you an example. Muslim families, all men are working. And when they come, they give
everything.
So when do you give and you do not have? How do you expect to receive from individuals from the congregation? Na wewe hujawapatia. Pia wewe jifundishe kuwapatia. And I believe that's how you empower individuals.
Yes.
We are missing the mark because imekuwa biashara, because mimi nikiamka asubuhi, this is my 8 to 5.
Yep.
Unaona?
Yep.
So I'll do exactly what an 8 to 5 is. Idle from hour 1, attend meetings in between, organize conferences here or there, get lazima kuwe na
TikTok
ROI
live kidogo.
Unaget?
Yeah.
Lazima kuwe na return on investment.
No,
So
but
if
you
you
know-
put an amount of money in
Ni ukweli.
if you're not working, then definitely it's all about profit. So it's going to be a conversation we'll do left, right, center, but dignity should be restored in churches first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine ni ukweli kabisa kwa
Alright.
sababu kuna alafu unaweza ona zile programs tuseme hiyo church inafanyanga versus the kind of lifestyle your pasi is living. Unaelewa? So wewe yani gari zimepakiwa kwa kubwa kubwa, nyumba ni ya kifahari, mashallah, like you've done really well for yourself, but your congregants are suffering. Are you taking their kids to school? We're making enough money. Why can't you build us a school? The whole point of it being a community is so that yani watu waweze kujitegemea. Ni hapa ndo tunaenda, hapa ndo tunaongelelea shida zetu, iturudie pia sisi. So you don't see, I think, a lot of that exchange happening.
Ni kama maombi na
And I
wakianga mapasi peke yao.
Si yao peke yao. And unaona
Mbona level yao change?
ndio nasema
Mbona wanaendesha gari, watoto wao wanasoma boarding school.
ndio
anakuwa na
nasema
internet
kama
ile very
mimi
fast.
babangu alikuwa na gari na tulikuanga boarding schools, but tulijua baba yetu anafanya kazi wapi.
Yeah.
We would be taken there and told, this is your dad, this is where he works every single day. Ukikosa kitu kama hiyo, then everyone thinks that let me start a church and become wealthy. And that's a problem. One of my best teachers of the word, Miles Monroe, he was a famous billionaire, but do you know what he did for a living? Wrote books, did talks, but it was rare for you to find extremely poor people in his church because he was transformational.
But let me ask
He'd
you
put
something,
you in programs.
Yeah.
Kama mjasoma sana, he started institutions, mashule nini. He would broker deals with governments. He had hospitals running, you know.
Wow.
So pesa ikitoka hapo hivyo na wewe ni mdosi, ni sawa, hiyo ni akili, wewe ulitumia akili, because the laws of the world will allow you to be successful.
So you're telling me though, yeah, when I was like, ndo budako haomoki, it's because there's a way people can steal and he's not stealing.
No, it's not that people are stealing and
What
they're
is
not
it called?
stealing.
It's not stealing. You
Point
taking money
is-
from innocent Kenyans and telling them that
That's-
if you send 500 bob, your prayers will be answered now, or 10K or 20K.
That is stealing.
So
Yes,
he
it's service.
That
so,
is stealing.
so-
But
but does it also tell
I'm
you
telling
that?
you, my dad's essence of worship, essence of service to God was not so that he omokas. He knows.
No, I hear
that,
you.
Yeah.
Bro. You didn't hear me.
Yeah.
I'm saying, see, that being the reason is why because there is an opportunity. It's just that he's not treating it like that. But there's an opportunity that he would be making large sums, if at all.
100%.
That's what I was saying.
100%.
That's what I
No,
was
it's
saying.
an opportunity. Even
Yeah,
if he decides
it
to
is
do
an
it
opportunity.
starting today,
Yeah.
it might change his life financially.
Because even-
but that's not why he got in, you know?
Yeah. Also, it all depends with the reason, yeah?
And that's why I
Do you
admire.
ever talk to him about it? Are you like, Dad, unajua?
Sisi
come on, say-
hakuna story si iko na boundary. Like every conversation
So
is
have
a
you ever
conversation.
asked him honestly and truly though? Tell me
Yes.
the truth. Have you ever like, Dad, you know you can buy the 2024 Range Rover if
Yeah.
you just talk to this guy who comes to your church and this guy who you know is the CEO of somewhere.
We've
but
had it.
Eh.
Na hii kutubamba because hata si tunataka kuomoka.
Yeah.
Hata si tunataka kuwa mafutani. But how he expressed it to us and
Yeah.
how we got to understand it is there is service to God.
Yeah.
And that's why I admire the Muslims. I'm sorry. But there's a lot of dignity and it shakes the world when you cannot corrupt a religion.
yeah, that's true.
Because you find that in most spaces where Islam has been blamed, it's because someone wrote that about them.
Yep.
It's maybe not truly who they are.
Yeah,
I have
it's
so many
not.
Muslim friends.
Yeah.
But you see, these Muslim friends have taught me one thing.
Yeah.
Shilingi kwa ya pili. Ongea na mtu, unda network, fanyeni biashara pamoja. Why is it that only the Muslims understand biashara outside church, outside their religious structures? How come? Why is it that Christians within the same building are not even working together? They are not. The church has a responsibility to take care of the society. Kama church receive an amount of money, they're not being taxed. If I was in government today, I'd definitely give them the right, it would be a requirement for you to build churches and schools for the less fortunate. And it's not going to be many schools. You'll be required, at least from your church, nahitaji watoto 10 muwapeleke kwa shule flani. In that way, hata kama mnaibia watu na mnasomesha
Yeah,
watu
tunaona,
500
manze.
tunaona watoto wanasoma.
Tunaona, even you know, as a taxpayer, I think one of the main problems that we have as citizens is you wish, you know, shida hata si venye inakolektiwa sawa, imekolektiwa, but I want to see where my money is going. You have ever been to an expensive restaurant, you taste the food, you're like, oh, that's why it costs 4,000 bob. Okay, now I get it. But when you don't see where the money goes, it's really upsetting. So you just see you're giving, come on, taste, come on, in warning how it's serving you back. But anyway, there's a lot we could say. And also I'm joking. Buda Seli aliomoka vizuri tena sana. Please don't take offense.
Kuna story umesoma SPM baza mawapi?
Sio babangu. Watu wanze hapa kunitoa. No. It's not that.
And it's basically our opinions. It could be your truth or not, but it's just perspectives. Because I know religion is very, very sensitive.
Yeah, that's very true. Please don't take offense. We're just having banter and, you know, having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. Thank you so much for listening to our show. We will be back next time. Make sure that you tune in right here. Okay. Thank you, Aseli. Thank you, Kido. Unaonaje? Tufungue kitu moja. Tufungue. SPM Church.
Kariobangi kwanza hapo.